Okay, this video is going to finish up the notes from page 1 of our chapter 2 notes on concatenation, and it's going to also demonstrate the assignment of a calculation to a storage location or to a variable. And so the first thing that we're going to look at is this concatenation at number 5 on your notes. And so what happens here is concatenation is a word that means to join together. If you think of the Spanish word con, that means with. So this is going to join together, and what's going to happen here is, let's say we're going to print this statement. This uses concatenation. So what's going to happen, it's going to print whatever is inside of a string. So this is going to print you own and a space, because that's within within the quotation marks. So it'll print the space as well. Now then it has what looks like a plus sign, but in all actuality it's a concatenation operator. And sometimes the plus sign is an addition operator, and sometimes it's a concatenation operator. So this concatenation operator is going to operate the joining together. And so what happens is, over here, this word here, as we showed up here, has no quotation marks. So the compiler is going to think, okay, this must be the name of an object, which in fact it is. Over here we have a cup that represents a variable or a storage location, which a variable is a named storage location. Its name is number of cats, and its value, according to up here, is 7. So we're storing a 7. And so what happens is, we call this, and we've already done this before, but let's actually go down here. Let's write. You should write string underneath here, and then put VC, which stands for variable call, underneath number of cats, because number of cats is the name of a variable. We're going to call that variable. The compiler goes into the computer memory, or like we did, was we went to the table with a bunch of cups on them, and we looked for the name of the person where we were going to put their starburst in. And so this looks for, the compiler looks for number of cats, it finds it, and it returns that value to the print statement. All right, and so remember, this is a return value, and that's important. We're going to use that term quite a bit. So this is a return value right here. Is returning the value of a variable call. Okay, so then so what is going to happen is that the string, or that this concatenation operator is going to join this string, which says you space own space, and join it together with the 7, because it's not going to print number of cats, it's going to print the return value of the number of cats. So it prints you own 7, and then it's going to join all that together with another string, and here, and which is going to be a space cats period. And so it takes that space cats and period and puts it in here. All right, so that's how that works, right? So it's joining strings and variable calls together. All right, so now let's go into the final thing that we want to look at is going to be using a assignment, or an arithmetic calculation, and being able to assign that, and also just a little bit more on concatenation. So if you remember, okay, so we have a declaration here. So it sets up, it goes and picks up a cup and names it number of cats. And then the next line goes and picks a cup and says, okay, this name is number of dogs. And then, okay, I messed up on that. Anyways, let me try that again. And then it picks another cup. This line here finds a cup and it gives it a name. Puts its name on the post-it note and says, okay, this is number of pets. Down here, number of cats is assigned to 7, so 7 is stored. Assign means to store. And then the number of dogs is 2 is stored in there. And then number of pets. Now, well, what is number of pets is assigned? Well, that's weird. It's a calculation. So now this is not a concatenation operator because it's not going to join these two numbers together. It's going to add the two numbers. Anytime the plus sign or the operator addition or this operator as an addition sign has two numeric operands. Okay, two operands that are numbers. It's going to add them together. It's not going to join them together. And so num of cats we know is a variable call. So put variable call under, put VC underneath here, and then its return value is this 7. So let's see if I can do this with coordinate. Oh boy, okay, my coordination is a little bit lacking. Okay, why am I having a hard time with this? There we go. Okay, so its return value is a 7, so you write a 7 there, and then number of dogs is another variable call. And so its return value, we go to the num of dogs. It's just like when we went to the table, found the cup with our name on it, and then took out the starburst and returned that to the person whose name was on there. And so that's what we're doing here. And so now, number of pets is not assigned number of cats plus the number of dogs. It's assigned 7 plus 2. Well, what is 7 plus 2? And that, of course, is 9. And so it's going to store, because we have an assignment operator, it's going to store the 9 inside the number of pets storage location or variable. Alright, so now let's say that we want to print 7 cats plus 2 dogs makes 9 total pets. We want to print that. Okay, now anytime that you see a let's see here, anytime that you see in, or what we want the output to be, a text or something that is located in a memory location, like one of these, then we want to use a variable call. We're not going to type those numbers. So 7 is a value inside of a memory location, so I'm going to go like this. And then the next thing that's a value is 2. 2 is inside of a memory location. And then 9 is involved, is a value of a memory location. So each of those situations, we're not going to type 7 inside this print statement in the argument. We are going to use variable calls. And so what we're going to do then is we're going to go variable call and variable call and variable call. The rest of this text that's going to be printed or displayed in the output is going to be the result of us printing a string. And so let's see how that works then. Okay, so the 7. In order to print a 7, we want to call the num of cats variable. And so that to do that, it's num of cats. Okay, that is the variable call. I want to shorten this up a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. Let's make this 10 and let's make it red. Num of cats. and then we're going to join it to a string. Now this string is going to go all the way from here to here. That means it's going to start with a space, cats space plus space. So we do our quotation marks, space, cats plus space, and then a quotation mark. So that string is going to accommodate all the way from here to here. Alright, so we're going to go like, let's see. And so here is a string. Alright, and then the next thing is going to be this variable call, and that's for num of dogs. And so we are going to type num of dogs. Alright, and then we're going to join to that after num of dogs, which is 2, we're going to go space dogs space makes space. Alright, and so that, in fact, I'll just copy and paste that right in here. And I'm going to put quotation marks around it. Space dogs makes space. Alright, and so that is our string. And I'm going to make this smaller because I'm going to run out of room. And so let's go like this. And then we're going to join to that 9, which is a variable call, which is num of pets. So we're going to go num of pets plus, and then we're going to join to that the rest of the sentence, which is space total space pets period. So we're going to put that in there, and we're going to put quotation marks around it. Seriously? And that is a string. And so, as you can see then, we have a variable call plus a string plus a variable call plus a string plus a variable call plus a string. And that will print, it's not going to print the number of cats, but it's going to go print 7 cats plus 2 dogs makes 9 total pets. And that's how all that works. And that'll do it.